Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again, or for the very first time, to the Farts and Crafts Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Danjo here with another video that is not part of the usual thing. This is just gonna go out kind of whenever it's ready. And I thought about doing this as a stream, but then I was like, nah, I want to keep this short. I want to keep it like concise, to the point, blah blah blah, everything else, because honestly there's not a lot of stuff to go over. Today is August 8th, 2023, and that means there is a Pokemon Presents today, and just a few things I kind of want to go over about it. Yeah, basically some points of interest, a couple things that were less noticeable, and some things that were kind of notable. Less noticeable and more notable. There we go. We'll play on words there. But yeah, so first off, yeah, Game Boy and 64 both got Pokemon Trading Card Game and Pokemon Stadium 2, which would be great. And like, honestly, the Game Boy Color game is more exciting than Pokemon Stadium 2 because we still do not have transfer pack functionality, because yeah, there's still none of the classic games. It even says right on the bottom of the box on Pokemon Stadium 2 it can connect to gold and silver and what does it say? I can't even read it right now, it's too small. Red, blue, and yellow. Anyway, I don't think Crystal was actually out yet, but yeah, that'd be really cool. Great game if you actually could use the transfer pack functionality, but as it is now, you can use rental teams, I assume, like in the first one, and it's just like minigame collection, and cool, you can play the minigames online. Woot. Like, it's not like Mario Party, like, it's not a full-blown whatever. It's not exciting because that one feature is still like sorely missing. And like, if you need that much fine print, husband, like, seriously. Alright, on to the good. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is getting this really cool event. I really like this idea. People were speculating before Pokemon Presents, like, okay, why did they emphasize the M like that and kind of make it look like a double M that was like kind of purplish? This is why. Not just Mewtwo, also Mew. They're bringing back the rivalry thing in the first Pokemon movie. It was, or wait, was it the second one? Anyway, it's a classic thing, and we haven't really had... You can get Mewtwo in the Scarlet and Violet. That was a thing that was already possible. Just had to use Pokemon Home, and you could just literally trade in from like Sword and Shield into Home, into Scarlet and Violet, and like, oh hey, there's Mewtwo, cool. But now you can get a Mew without the stupid hassle of like going through the Virtual Console games on the 3DS and using Pokemon Bank and that whole process. This is really cool, and this sounds like it's really well planned and put together, and I really like this. So all you have to do, go into Mystery Gift, do the password method on Scarlet and Violet, and then enter get your Mew, and there's no O, so the O is actually a 0. That's why it looks like that. As the password, and then boom, you get your Mew. So that's actually pretty cool, and you can... The window for this is really generous, until September 18th. And that may sound oddly specific and oddly long, but I'll get back to that here in a minute. First of all, I already got my Mew. I just did the process a little bit ago, and it's kind of cool because they're level 5. And no, it's not because I'm early in the game. This is in the post game. as you can probably tell from their level 100s. My Terra type's fighting, pretty cool, and starts out with Aura Sphere, Swift, Light Screen, Life Dew, and also Pound and Reflect type as its Remember moves. The ability is synchronized. I don't know if Mew has a different hidden ability in this game or not. Kind of is yet to be seen, but it came from a lovely place. And yeah, it's kind of cool. I prefer it to be like low level, kind of a blank slate Mew. That way you can kind of just like train it up the way you want. And yeah, getting back to that, it okay, so until the 18th, right? And then let's go on to the next one. Okay, right. So they're gonna have, it's not gonna be one event. It's like multiple events tied together. So Wave 1 actually starts tomorrow and runs until August 17th. And Wave 2 starts literally the day after that, August 18th until the 31st. Mewtwo arrives, which is going to be the 1st through the 17th. Again, there's that date. So up until the event actually ends, even if you come in right at the tail end, you can still grab your Mew. And they did specify that if you do use Mew in the special raid event against Mewtwo, something special is gonna happen, like being oddly cryptic about the wording there. I don't know what the literal translation is from the Japanese. I watched the presentation in English, but something cool. Which leads me to my other thing that I really liked about this presentation. There's not very many because like half of the presentation was about the mobile games, and I'm not going to talk about the updates for like Masters EX or Pokemon Unite or Pokemon Sleep or Pokemon Go. I don't care about any of those things because what we didn't get in this presentation could fill a book. But we did get a much deeper look at the DLC, and it's looking really good. Like, I'm tentatively excited, but they flashed a lot of things really quick. Like, they didn't spend too much time on any one shot. It was actually a very well put together trailer. One of the big things, frickin' Lapras dog. One of my favorite Pokemon ever, confirmed, coming back. 2 freaking Lapras. That's a deep cut for you old school T-Fax fans. But yeah, this other little sneaky detail in here that I didn't even notice the first time. That is Alolan? Right? Alolan Sandshrew. I think that's the right. Anyway, this is not Alola confirmed usually, but it does seem native to this climate, which is interesting because it seems like, and they weren't really clear, I don't remember if this is a shot from the first DLC or the second DLC. However, it seems like there is going to be a way to retain regional variants in Scarlet and Violet. Either that, or maybe some other mechanic for... Because here's the thing, in Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, it was always really annoying because if you breed Pokemon that is a regional variant, and then, you know, the egg pops out, is the version that is native to that region that you're playing in. I always thought this was really lame, especially for how it was implemented into Sword and Shield's DLC, the Isle of Armor. they had this like Diglett collecting thing, and the more you found, the more like specific regional variants you got. I think one was a Sandshrew, one was a Vulpix, one was actually one of the starters from Sun and Moon. Like, this was cool. Like, and no, we didn't get any. As a side note, some people were really disappointed that we didn't get a new remake announcement. You know, yeah, it sucks. But again, what we didn't get could fill a book. And, so I'm excited about this. I really like a lot of the regional variants that are like specific to some of the previous regions in the games. So, very, very cool. Very, very cool. The other thing that was announced, confirmed, this was a long shot like idea that I had early on when Scarlet and Violet were new. And they announced, it was early, actually it was maybe even before the games came out. It was around the time when new Pokemon Snap came out. And like, either Scarlet and Violet had just come out, or it was after it came out. I was a couple streams deep, and I was talking to some friends. I don't remember who I was talking to, or if I was just talking to myself, because I do that a lot. And I was like, man, new Pokemon Snap looks really good, and like way better than Scarlet and Violet. But Scarlet and Violet's an open world game, so rendering blah 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 blah. Like, comparatively, Pokemon Snap and the N64 looked really good as well. Partially, I mean, it's an on rails game, so there's not as much to worry about. And I was like, man, that'd be so cool if they just added like a Pokemon Snap like mode in Scarlet and Violet. And guess what? It looks like they're actually freaking doing that, which I hope this isn't just like one spin-off like quest thing. I really hope, like, the original Pokemon Snap is pretty basic by today's standards. They could implement basically that entire game into the DLC, like, as far as complexity and functionality goes. That would be sick. And I'm just so happy about this. Like, it seems like it's gonna be a side quest slash minigame slash whatever you want to call it, really. And yes, I have some hot coffee, and it is cooling, so I'm going to be enjoying it while it's delicious. And yeah, like, why? End survey. Down, open camera. If there's a way to end the survey, like, this seems like a new game mode. Either a new game mode or a new, like, side quest adventure things. Doesn't matter. I'm so happy this actually made it in, because that was a long shot guess. And this was the other really cool surprise. Part 1 of the DLC is actually coming September 13th. Which, that's early. They didn't confirm a day before. Initially, I believe the last piece of information we had before this presents was that part 1 was going to be in the fall. Fall could mean a couple of things. Late October-ish. That would be a pretty safe bet. Early September, however, that's pretty early. It's like barely fall. I think, like, I don't know when fall officially begins, but that is earlier than I thought. That is a month away. Like, a little bit more. A month and not even a week. So 4.5 weeks. I'm excited. I'm actually kind of excited. Yes, that was a coffee burp. Excuse me. Because the DLC in this game, like, has so much potential if they fix it up. Like, is the game still kind of a mess? Yeah. Did they fix most of the game-breaking glitches? Yeah. Does it still have a bunch of visual glitches? Is it still kind of a mess that honestly would have been fine if this is how the game was when it first launched and then they fixed it up within a couple of months? Yeah. They're really far behind as far as polish goes. And that's the thing too. The game didn't look super rough in the trailers before the game came out. But actually playing it was really rough. So are they going to be doing the same thing again? Or do they actually intend on zhuzhing it up before the DLC comes out? Like, I do expect there's going to be a pretty big update. But these are totally new areas, too. If we think back and remember, Pokemon Sword and Shield didn't look so great in the wild area. Like, and that's an understatement. It still doesn't. The main game, oh yeah, looks good, looks fine, looks about the way it should. However, the wild area still looks like crap. Even if you're playing in offline mode, like, it does not look good, especially with the weather changes and a bunch of other shit. But the thing is, it didn't impede the enjoyment of the game, because that was a small part of the game. In the DLC, however, it looked prettier by a long shot. Basically, the entire 2 areas of the DLC were open area, what do they call it? Wild areas. And it looked way better. Like, and they were larger than the wild area. Like, how and also why? Like, here's the thing. Scarlet and Violet as it is now, like, it's playable. It's a lot better than what it was. Is it perfect? No. Is it at least enjoyable now with, like, kind of a shitty frame rate and, like, pop in and out and everything else without the game crashing randomly? Yeah. Basically. I mean, like, Shadow... Whoa. Does the game entirely just disappear sometimes? Yeah. Shit like that. I mean, that's a pretty distracting visual glitch. Wow. Okay. And especially if you try to, like, take it all in from a distance. Like, it is not... It is not the prettiest game on the Switch. By any stretch of the imagination. No, 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 no. No. Does that mean it's gonna stay this way? I don't think so. No, there it was again. Wow, there it was again. Jeez. Huge one. That tree just disappeared and reappeared. That tree's doing some weird stuff. That tree's doing some weird stuff. And then, whoop. Okay. Because here's the thing. Pokemon Company is going all in for this DLC. Like, they need this. They need this game to be better. This is the mainline game. Sure, they've been winning some favor with the fans with like these events and stuff, bringing back some fan favorite starters to the game. But they need to sell some DLC. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing that was really disappointing about this presentation. They did not address the huge ass elephant in the room. Because if you guys remember, a while back they did, like, basically apologize for the state of the game. And said, we are working on updates, blah, 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 blah. And people are like, cool. They know the performance is garbage. They know these glitches are a problem. They address the glitches part. Performance part hasn't really changed. So what would have been really great in that presentation is a little bit of a follow-up, like, hey, we didn't forget, okay? We remember. I know you guys remember, because if you're watching this, you're probably a fan, and you probably own the game. And you're probably waiting for that performance patch that should be coming because we said it was coming. They didn't mention anything about that. They didn't say anything even about a future update to the game outside of the DLC. There's no word on a patch. Why? Because for me, personally, and probably for a lot of customers, and potential customers for this DLC, because by the way, this is not a cheap $10 DLC, this is a $35 expansion with 2 parts, stretching into 2024. Like, easily into maybe even summer of 2024. This is a long haul, hopefully basically reboot for the game. Hopefully. But here's the other thing. It might be, part 1 might be so big, and this is a field trip, right? They're leaving Paldea temporarily in this DLC. If that is ready to go on a completely separate map, and remembering what I said earlier about Sword and Shield with the Isle of Armor, even when you were done with the game, there were still reasons to go back to the mainland, and fast travel between the two became pretty easy after a while. What if there's no reason to go back to Paldea for a while? Or let's say, since it's a long field trip or whatever, once you get there, maybe the bus breaks down. Or for some narrative, canonical reason, you can't go back to Paldea for a bit. Thereby, you know, if there's no reason to go back for a while and you're already playing the DLC, which people are going to scrutinize the fuck out of, if the DLC looks good and runs good, people will be fine waiting for the patch for the base game. Because this is essentially a different game running on all the same engine and assets. So if it looks way better, plays way better, is entertaining enough, has all the facilities you need, no reason to go back to the mainland Paldea, I think it'll be good. And they don't have to get day 1 crazy good numbers. The first week, like, even if day 1 sales are bad, reviews come out, early reviews come out for the DLC, You're like, it's incredible. We can't believe this is the same game. It looks so good. And like, if it's the same news outlets that before, like, raked Scarlet and Violet over the coals for all the problems it had, people will be like, oh wait, what? This thing's really good. People are going to be checking out videos and streams of the expansion, and then just like looking down at Scarlet and Violet, looking at the actual expansion, be like, yeah, this is way better. Why? People will be willing to wait on that. Like, it's probably no small task. Like, with how busted and glitchy this game has been, it probably is easier at this point to do what they've been working on. Just like basically make a different game with the same assets and yeah, all that other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful that it's gonna be good based on the trailers, based on what they talked about that it does have for the DLC. It looks really good. Like, and with all the different Pokemon they're bringing back, including, they're not just bringing back Pokemon either. There's still new Pokemon that they're adding to the game. Like, by the looks of it, a pretty good amount. And new regional variants. Like, they confirmed a regional variant, they confirmed a new evolution, they confirmed new Pokemon in the DLC, they confirmed a returning Pokemon, and like new side quests / mini games, all this stuff. Like, it looks good. That's all I'm saying. And based on Sword and Shield DLC, the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, those were the best parts of the game, far and away, by a very wide margin, I would say. So, and that did seem like kind of the rough draft for this game, because the DLC was bordering on open world, and then this game is just fully open. Was it the right call? I don't know. I don't really think so. But you know, if they get it right, which they still have time to get it right, it could be great. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for stopping in. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And you know, not just let me know, just post your thoughts down there. Please remember, be civil, be respectful, be nice. Good discussion, dialogue, and throw around some ideas, whatever. And, you know, doesn't really have to, not even necessarily leave a comment. You know, make a post. Do a thing. Just voice your opinion, I guess. Wherever it is. Because seriously, what this game needs, what Pokemon Company in general needs, is people to be, they need their fans to be harsh critics right now. Because as it is, it's just, they're not where they need to be. Personally, I think they're stretched too thin, having like, I don't know, like 8 active games right now or something like that. 10? Like with all their mobile games and spin-off games, and maybe even a dozen. It's too many things in my opinion. But, you know, what are you gonna do, right? I don't know. If enough people are critical of it, things will get better. And I think there was a healthy dose of that when this game first came out, and shortly thereafter. And it does seem like they're stepping up their game with this DLC, which I'm hoping for, because honestly, I'm a lifelong Pokemon fan. So, anyway, thanks for being here, though, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and of course, before we get going, a very special thank you going out to the current For Arts and Crafts Show members, which at the time of recording is Novalis Draconis. But if you want to be incredibly awesome, support the show a bit more directly, and get in on all those membership benefits like Novalis Draconis does, check out the join button down below or our new Buy Me a Coffee. Either way, you can get a membership, and then it's $3 a month. It's only 10 cents a day. It gets you into all the basic stuff, including up on the members wall and access to the members' choice polls, where the members decide the new series that we make here. And currently we do have actually today, oh wow, that is today, weird how things line up. Yeah, brand new members choice poll to decide the next retro classic series. Past 4 days we've released new RC samples videos. One of those 4 is going to be the next series in the morning time slot, which is noon Eastern. So if you guys want to get in on that, it's going to be active for a full 7 days. At the end of the day on the 15th, votes will be tallied. The one with the most is going to be the winner and the next series. So yeah, but that's going to do it for now. So until next time, everybody, take care, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.